Hi friends, I'd love to share my heart with you today. It was in this living room that Larry Zabolski said, honey, this has been in your family's name before mine. If you'd like to have this house, you can have it. And that's a long story short, the beginning of it. I couldn't say yes fast enough. And Dave was all in for it. Dave and I always wanted a historic house. And there's one with the back of its property butts the back of our property and our farm. And we always dreamed that we would have that home. It would be like our camp. And that we would go and David would do a road and we would do our four-wheelers up to it. And it's never happened. It's never gone on sale. And then there was another time David reminded me recently that there was a house. It was very historic and it needed a lot of work, but the price was way too high, and that didn't work out. And then there was one other one that David found once, a beautiful brick home, and I was so excited. I loved all the inside pictures, the outside. It was very affordable. I couldn't believe it, but I couldn't believe it when we got there because it was at the very edge of a three-way, very busy intersection. So that didn't work out. And then this happened. And then this happened. I mean, imagine moving your great-great-great-grandparents' home, dated 1824. You would have thought it was David's great-great-great-grandparents' home. He was so excited. He planned everything, figured out the work, what he needed, the help he needed. We had to move it from the ground up, piece by piece, bring it back over, piece by piece. This home is part of his legacy. It's amazing. And I was so excited that he thought to move this house, to place it north, south, east, and west, just as it was over 10 miles away from here. And so when we're in here sometimes, when the sun is coming up or it's going down, I feel like this is what the Walkers would have seen in the home, in their house. This house has really spoken to us both. David loves architecture. He loves how things were made, how it was built. Being a builder himself and building everything here on the farm. He loves his original cupboard and the original one over here. And to tell the story about them. And he loves the colors in the rooms and the woodwork and the floors. And even the beams have a story. Taking this house apart, bringing it over, putting it back up. It's truly part of David's legacy. I went to school for fashion merchandising and business. My favorite classes was about the history of fashion and the history of textiles. And when we found this house, there were so many layers. It reminded me of layer upon layer of clothing that was worn and textiles that they would wear on top of each other. This must have been a very busy house. There had to be so much movement. I think one of the favorite things in this house are the steps for me. I couldn't paint. I just couldn't paint underneath them. There's square nails that must have held something. There's pink and Prussian blue. I just could not paint these. I could not touch these steps. Just scrub them clean. I think they tell the most stories in this house. I have a special connection to this house. I feel very connected. I feel connected to the people and their stories that went before us. I feel so privileged that we get to take care of this house on our own property. That's better than going to a camp. I feel such a special connection to my great-great-great-grandmother. I often wondered when we were painting and decorating and cleaning and finishing up this house, what was she like? Did she like to clean, and did she sew? She had 12 children. Did she like to cook? I always feel so connected to her. And my family's had so many pictures of all the generations, but not her. And I always wondered about her. And then we found her picture online. Oh my gosh, I felt so special. And when we have farm tours, people come by and they say, I think you look like your great-great-great-grandmother. There's such a connection to her and everybody that's been through this house. The Walkers, the Zabolskis, the times we've had little parties here, my immediate family, our friends. This home is such a special place for us. When Larry gifted us this house, I don't think he realized how much we would love it and take care of it. And we just had a 200th birthday party for the house, and we invited all the Zabolskis and the Walkers, and it was such a fun day. The weather was good, and little did we know that it would have been Larry's last time in this house. Larry and his sister Doris were born in this house, and almost 3 months to the day, Larry passed away. And we're just so grateful that it all worked out, that we could move it, that we can continue to love this house. We love this house, and it loves us back. Well, it was starting to get dark in the other room. I think it's going to rain. Friends, we have so much fun in this house. It just brings us joy. Dave and I come up and we hang out, and I just like to come up and sweep and move things around, and we just love to share it. We still have workshops downstairs, and we share it with our Township Historical Society, with our friends and families, little parties, big parties, our neighbors. We just love this house, and it does bring us so much joy, and I find it so joyful to share it with you too. So thanks so much for being here, and thanks for letting me share my heart with you today.
I too am in love with the Waterhouse. It's just a special place, and the times we spend there are so special.